City of Redemption Network, where we are a community of progression. WDOC 92.3 FM, where worship is necessary.
I'm gonna see it, and if you said it from heaven first, I will believe it. Yes, I will believe it.
Yana 93.3 FM.
Sweet as sheep. My shepherd got me like little Bo Peep. Hear his voice and I slide when he leaves. And I never been scary if my choice get a beat. Y'all could be the goat, sweet as sheep. My shepherd got me like little Bo Peep. I hear his voice and I slide when he leaves. And I never been scary if my choice gets a beat.
WALR 75.5 FM.
But then you came and showed me the words to say, the prayers to pray. Give me strength to find my way. I never found such love, yeah, from somebody. I wish I could, but I can't.
WTKN Radio, playing the darn tootin' best country and bluegrass gospel music in Tennessee and Kentucky.
We shall be in the sweet by and by. Happy praise to the King.
WOKURR Radio. City of Redemption Network, where we are a community of progression.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? It's your girl, Nadine. I scared myself while I'm playing. Well, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? It's your girl, Nadine. Okay, no! Y'all, forgive me. I feel like a cat is in my throat or something. I don't know. My throat is just feeling really different today. But y'all got the little intro. Y'all got the little scream. You got that too, so be satisfied. Anyway, I first want to thank everyone for tuning in to Sippin Tea with the Nene Season 5, baby, brought to you by 7 Tribe Media. Also, we have a very special guest. I'm super excited to talk to this beautiful woman of God and all that she has going on. But before we do that, let's get a drop of Jesus. Why not? So the verse for today is Psalms 8:3-4. When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars, which you have set in place, what is mankind that you are mindful of them, human beings that you care for? And that, of course, is from Psalms, but written by David. Of course, we know that. We don't have time for Bible study today. Okay? I was going to go into a whole spill, but we don't have time. So, like I said, we have a very special guest. Y'all bear with me. I haven't did an interview in a long time. And I feel like life is just coming at me like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, God, give me patience, give me strategy, give me wisdom. And I be feeling so bad because I'm only 23, but I be forgetting everything. Like, I be forgetting everything. School assignments, interviews. If I could only tell y'all how many interviews I rescheduled this month, y'all would be flabbergasted with me. Like, it's crazy. But I know God's will is going to be done regardless. And I was off today, so I was like, I have to do this interview no matter how I feel, no matter what's going on. Even though I forgot, I'm going to have to apologize when she comes on because I feel so bad. But yeah, without further ado, I feel like I'm going to say her last name wrong. But of course, she can correct me when she comes on. So without further ado, Miss Tina Nelms Bosom. Boson,
you are good.
Hey.
Hello, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing good. Multitasking as well, so don't feel bad.
Right. How do you balance?
Wow, balance. I try to be in the moment. That's my, I guess, ritual that I try to tell myself. I'm not going to say it always works, but I try to be in the moment of what's going on at the time, and what I'm preparing for. I try to give me about at least 30 minutes prior to, so I can try to make sure I'm good for what's coming, what's going on, and I'm on point. But that's pretty much my motto. It's just whatever's going on. Hey, today is for today. Tomorrow will take care of itself. It's going to come. But whatever I can do at the end of the day to prepare for that, then good. But if not, try to do whatever I can ahead of time as much as I can. Yeah.
I'm trying. I promise.
Oh, yeah. It's a juggling act.
I want to apologize publicly because I just life has just been at me. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, give me strength. But it's literally been at me.
It's fine. Trust me, you are fine. We all go through it. And with everything we have going on in our regular lives, it can be difficult. But I mean, we praise God for the opportunity. And thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Thank you for coming on. When I seen you at the S&M, I was like, for one, she's giving green, red. For some reason, green and red just look so good on Black women. So it was giving. And I was like, who is she? And then you got the mic and I was like, Lord have mercy.
Oh,
and
wow.
then I saw you on the piano and I was like, Lord, give me strength. Then I met with your sister and you and I was just like,
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like, you guys are so amazing. Like,
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hello to everyone that's joining in. I see a couple of chime-ins there. But no, that was my opportunity to share, I guess, in person. I've been sharing with Stephanie and a couple other people virtually a lot during this pandemic. It came out during this pandemic. Been doing it for a long time, but really came out during the pandemic time. And I guess for me, that was the first live performance that I'd done in a while outside of local. And so graciously welcomed it. Miss Stephanie was awesome, of course. Y'all were awesome at hosting the media event as well, media luncheon. Everything was great. But of course, every Sunday I'm on singing, doing praise and worship at my church with my husband. My husband's a senior pastor of New Hope Church. Shout out to Pastor Darrel Boson here in the Houston area in New Hope. And so I'm over praise and worship and the worship arts there. I play every Sunday and sing. So for me, that's home. That's where I'm comfortable. That's what I do every Sunday and every week. But to be able to do it in my own lane, I guess I should say, as opposed to at a church service with the worshipers for church, it is different. It's a different lane to be in, but definitely welcomed it and had a wonderful time while I was there.
You killed it. Oh. And I believe you started out the luncheon, which was beautiful. Like,
yes.
Such a perfect way to start the media luncheon. But my first question, and I just need to know, this is just my nosy side coming out. What made you learn how to play piano? Like, did your mom push you? Was it like because your sister can play too, so was it like a family thing?
So kind of a mixture. Okay. So my parents both sung in a community choir. Both of them, well, I should say my father did more of the singing. My mother did more of the business management side. She's not so much of the musically inclined as my father is. But we were always around music coming up. And gosh, my sister started taking music lessons at 5, 6, classical music. And, of course, little sister, I always want to follow big sister's footsteps. And so she is more classically inclined on the piano, whereas I'm more gospel, inspirational, R&B, pop, more along those lines. However, we're both in music. We play multiple instruments. I play saxophone. I can sing, direct, I write. My sister plays drums, directs. She plays piano, organ as well. So we're well versed and have done music since we were 5 or 6 years old, been playing for churches since we were in our teens. So I guess you can say it is a family thing. It kind of became a competitive thing when we were in the teens, like, hey, I'm going to do this. You're going to do this. Let's see how we come out. And then it's just a wonderful blessing for us to be able to get to this point after going to GMWA and everything for years coming up and being able to do it together. And that's our goal now is, she's on the business side, more the label that I'm with, Nelms Music Planet, and I am the artist, and being able to collab together and be able to go out and stand firm for God together is just a blessing.
I love that. I just love when family do ministry together, whether it be a spouse or like even sisters, siblings doing ministry together. Like you said, you're a first lady, you're a wife, you're a sister, you're a daughter. You have so many roles to so many people. So how do you like, how do you balance these different roles? Like, does your sister call you up and be like, okay, I need you to be first lady right now? Or how does that go?
Ironically, it does go like that. There are times that I may call and say, okay, I don't need CEO right now.
Right.
I need my sister Nina right now. And she'll be like, okay, what's up? And then there are times she's like, okay, I need you to do this. You need to be here. You need to be there. You got to do this. You got to do this, Cal. And I'm like, okay. And we're off the phone. It's strictly business. So it does kind of go like that a lot of times. And I think it's good for us to keep it in those lanes so that it doesn't kind of override, because business is business. I mean, there's nothing, I mean, you're not going to agree on everything. And just like siblings, you're not going to agree on everything. So you just have to say, hey, it is what it is. We know that our ultimate goal is to do the best that we can to present our best for God. And we're always before God first, and you're listening in. It's never we're performing. It's never we're doing anything. That's why anytime I go before God, it's always, hey, heads down. Now, this is me and you, God, because that's always what it's about for us. And I think for us, that's why it's taken us a little bit of time to come out, because we wanted to make sure we have the energy, the time, the resources to do it, and do it to the best that we can do it. Like I said, we've been doing music since we were, before out of college, and we went and did our professional careers. And she's an executive at Bank of America. I'm executive at HPE, Hewlett Packard, and HR. So we have our own professional lives every day and work daily. But however, we knew, for me, it was, I needed to get my son out of high school, out of college, and he graduated this past December. My sister, wanted to get her business and entrepreneurship things outlined. And so it just became the right time. And it was ironic. It happened right at the time pandemic came out. But we were like, you know what? God's giving us some extra time to say, hey, I know you're ready, but make sure you got all your dots, your T's crossed, your dots, I's dotted, and ready to move forward. So that was just perfect timing for us.
I agree. I think the pandemic shifted a lot of things for a lot of people. Like, there were so many ministries that were birthed from the pandemic. Like you say, you guys have been doing this stuff for years and years.
And a lot of people don't realize that.
Right. I feel you.
Local people kind of know, but for the most part, I mean, people that went with us with GMWA, but that was so many years ago. I mean, I mean, not to derail here, but I went to the Bobby Jones Gospel this past weekend and was doing taping for them. And it was just an honor for me to see them again on a personal note. I mean, you see them from afar, but back when I was 17 years old, I represented Houston, Mass, and won the Debutante Cotillion many moons ago. I won't say what year, but Merdine was the person that was over it, one of the hosts, and she remembered. She remembered me, and that just meant so much to me. That many moons later, hey, what you do, it sticks with people. And she was just grateful to see that, hey, I'm still doing God's work and still doing positive things and helping others. And so it was just a blessing to have that opportunity. But I think they don't realize it was more of a blessing for me to have the experience than anything.
I seen that. I think I seen a picture with you and Pastor Darren Freeman. And I was like, why she ain't tell us she coming to Nashville? We 45 minutes. We could have linked.
I didn't know. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize, because I saw y'all there in Atlanta, and everything was, I mean North Carolina, and then everything was kind of like, okay, you're trying to network with everybody, but you don't really know where everybody's from. And I'm like, okay, I'm still learning everybody. So I am so sorry. There were so many people like, okay, you were here, but you were gone. Because we got there that Friday night, and we left like Monday midday. So but yeah, we were at Darren Freeman's church that Sunday. That morning, I was able to worship them. Awesome experience. Oh my God. He's doing a wonderful work there with his new church building and edifice, and First Lady Adrian. They are a true blessing to the kingdom and beautiful people. And I had a wonderful time. Yeah.
I was going to ask you what's the tea, but no, I'm going to say that for a little down the line.
Okay.
So are you, okay. How do I want to take this? According to your website and according to, I've encountered your voice personally. So I'm just going to say both according to my recollection and your website, that you have more of a neo-soul gospel, like a raspy, which I agree with. Your website's very correct. So what made you go into the neo-soul type of feel of gospel instead of traditional one? You could have did so many types of genres and genres.
Right. And I'm kind of glad you asked that. A lot of people don't ask that question. For me, I'm not ashamed of my age at all. I'm 50 years old. And Most people do that, but I'm 50 years old. And so I've had the opportunity of growing up listening to the traditional GMWA, James Cleveland, Donald Vales, you name it, Charles Nix. I came up under that genre. But I also was young at the time. I was 9, 10, 11, 12 years old playing for adult choirs. So, and teaching music. And I started writing when I was 12. So yeah, I was listening to the Mary J. Blige and the Anita Baker and all of that. So that had an influence on my music ear, so to speak. But I was also trained under some great traditional local talents like Kathy Taylor, B. Michael McKay, Shirley Joyner with Southeast, and Yolanda Adams. I was under that realm and local choir time here in Houston. So I got a good mixture of both. And for me, I feel like in order to be relevant and to get your message out to the masses, you can't single yourself in one area. And with that being said, and I'm so sorry. With that being said, I guess for me, I wanted to make sure that it was message ready with the word, but ear attractive. And I think in this time and generation, you got to have something a little bluesy, a little bit that's good to the ear that I can listen to if I'm riding in the car, but I can get out of the car and say, you know what, but the message of the song stuck with me. You know, my faith and my fight. Yeah, it's got a few riffs and a few runs, but when I go in here to deal with my job today, it's going to be a faith and a fight walk as I walk through this. And so for me, that was my goal. Is I know I'm an alto, contralto, raspy voice, and I know that relates really good to the India Ari. I love acoustic guitar. I love just piano in my voice, which is my unplugged version that came out first. So there's a lot of different things that kind of geared me in that direction. But the main thing was making it attractive to the ear, but leading off with that message. Yeah.
True, because I love, even though I can't sing, but I love them songs that be having a lot of riffs. So, you know, when you in the mirror for the non-singers, we be trying to hit them runs. Oh my God. It don't hit the same, but in our minds it do, because we be thinking, you know what I mean?
You sound like my sister. My sister's not the singer. She's a musician, but she's not the singer. And she's like, oh yeah, well, you didn't hear that? You didn't hear what I just did? And I'm like, that didn't come out the way you think it did.
Right.
But it's okay.
Right.
It's okay.
I be thinking I'd be sounding like Beyonce or somebody, and they be like,
we are all Beyonce in God's eyes. Hey, we are Beyonce in God's eyes.
Amen. I agree. I second that motion. That is so funny. But no, like I said, I loved meeting you, seeing your sister, just your connection. Honestly, like. But anyway, my next question is, like you said, you were singing. You grew up singing basically, and you did it in the church, and you sung with your sister, you sung with your family. So, what made you take, your solo career and make it on the business side? Because there's gospel music, and then there's gospel music. Right. So, what made you take it so serious?
I think for us, it's always been serious, and we've always talked about doing it, at this level. But like I said, we wanted to be ready. We don't. My mother was always, if you're gonna do it right, or don't do it at all. And she was not the music inclined, but she was the driver of the family. Right. And you could look at her face when you were up and knew, hey, either cut it or keep going. You knew she was the one. So. With that being said, yeah, for me, it was, I wanted to reach the masses. I did not want to leave this planet and not share what I felt like God had given me for so many years. Every church I've been at, I have shared my original material, have sung, have led praise and worship. And so my thing was, I just feel like there's a bigger space for what God has. And I'll be 100% honest with you. We had kind of put it on the back burner for a while. We weren't going to do it. And you get lost in what you're doing every day, your jobs and your family. And my grandmother passed away. And it's been about 4 or 5 years now. And she always loved to see us do worship together, whether it was my sister directing or playing the drums and me on the piano and singing or leading. And we got a choir together within like 3 or 4 days of her funeral to prepare to sing. And we did pretty much most of my original music during the funeral. And people kept asking, where's that choir? Where can we find that? Where can we get that? And it was like confirmation, like we've been sitting on it. It's just time to do it. And so around that time is when we started, preparing and getting ready to go out here and really be serious about doing it. DBAs, everything. And so that was really what catapulted us. And so when my first project came out, if you look on the inside CD, it says "In Love and Memory of My Grandmother," because she really catapulted us into pushing it forward.
That is so sweet. There's something about God's timing that's just so beautiful. Like, we could think that we're ready, and he's like, not yet. He's still plowing something in us, or he's still putting something in us, or he's still trying to work out your little kinks. So when you do go over there,
correct.
Yeah, we all have flaws, but it's not those people that have flaws and they let those flaws consume their gift. He never wants to put you in a predicament. Predicament.
No. Yeah, well said.
Where your flaws are overcoming the calling that is on your life. So I love, even though we be bothered because we like, God, okay, I'm ready.
Exactly. And I don't know if everybody understands that all the time. Is that don't hurt yourself or don't penalize yourself because you think you're ready, but things aren't just popping off and happening. Sometimes God is putting that delay there. For you to learn whatever it is for you to learn that moment, so that when you do or are faced with it, you're prepared and you're ready to face it head on and do it with the grace that he's given us to do it with, and come out shining its pure gold as a testimony for the next person. So I do think that, timing is everything.
I agree. Yeah. So I'm not a singer, but I would love to know. Hold on, I have a question. How long have you been in ministry? That's a good question.
Oh, wow. I'll put it like this. I've been playing for churches since I was 12. Okay. True ministry where I felt like I was serious about and understood the magnitude of what I was doing, probably since I was about 18. Yeah. Most people that know me would say, oh, she was mature before her time. I mean, and I think because when you come in being over adults at an early age, it matures you quickly. Whereas other people were out on the drill team having fun, you were out teaching adult choirs your material. So I think that all of that played a part, and people looking up to you in a different way, even though you're still young and in high school. And so, I think that for me, it's serious about it, 18, 20. Yeah. So about 30 years. Yeah. That's
wow.
Age for real here. But it's all good. I am grateful for it. Every bit of it. Yes, I am. I wouldn't change it for nothing.
When you open your mouth, you can hear the spirit of excellence, the years of expertise in the words, and how you enunciate and all, just let me stop. Let me not go in. Anyway.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. I had a good question before Christ threw her question. Oh, I need what is your routine? Like before you get up to perform, or before you get ready for an event or a program that you're requested to do, what is your routine? Like, how do you prepare your voice? I'm intrigued.
Sure. Ironically, I deal and battle with, I guess, a back and forth hoarseness a lot. And a lot of it is nasal. Some of it they can do something about, some you can't. It's just you live with it. And so I have to do kind of a regimen of waking up even earlier to prepare and get my passageways open, make sure I'm clear as well as possible. I'm a tea drinker. I'm a full believer of the warmth, and making sure that, your nasal is clear, because a lot of it comes from your breathing. And if you don't breathe right, then it's not going to come out right. And so for me, it's early, at least a couple hours early before time to sing. And I'm going through scales and, doing different riffs to make sure, hey, what is my range for today? Because your range can be different based upon what's going on, or the humidity. I mean, especially with travel, you travel different climates, things are different. So you kind of adapt to, knowing, your trait and what you're working with, your skill set. What you need to do for different places. I don't like to eat before I sing. I like to be very, empty. And when I mean empty, I don't mean just food, but empty spirit wise. I want to be empty so that God can give it to me and this not be about me. I do a prayer at least an hour before. I like to get out to a quiet place, even when I'm with my sister. Hey, okay, get out the car. I need a minute because I need to tune in with him so he knows what I need, and then I'm good with what I'm getting ready to do, so that people see God and not me, because it is never about me. I can be gone tomorrow, and I hope that the message still goes on and they hear the message of God and not me. So that is what it's all about for me. So vocally, that's it. And then spiritually, mindset, that's it for me.
I could see like the warm, like I know a lot of singers, like they request warm water and things.
Yes, I do not drink cold water. No.
Right. I feel like it messes up the vocal.
It's almost like freezing your vocal cords, especially if you are dealing with anything nasal. Cold just does not work. Yeah, you want to keep it fluidity and warmth going.
I just be wondering. I'm like, I even asked B Slade on my interview with him. I was just like, what do you use? Because he goes up so high and then he goes like, what do you use? And he was like, lemon and tea. And I was like, honey, I'm on it. And ever since then, I ain't picked up lemon nor tea. No, I'm kidding.
That's okay. Whatever you're doing, it's working. You still look great. I promise you. You look awesome.
You make me cry.
And shout out to your makeup training class. I haven't had a chance to do it yet because I want to, but as you can probably say, I need to today. But I've been working desperately all day today, but I want to chime in on your Saturday one-on-one trainings. I think it's awesome because I do think we need more of that. And, everybody can't train for our skin color. I'll put it that way. I think that we do need more one-on-one trainings, and virtual is awesome because people are at different places doing different things. Right. And unfortunately, every Saturday I've been busy so far, but I have it on my schedule, and I'm going to make one of your classes. So definitely looking forward to it.
Thank you. Sure. That means a lot to me. I honestly, like you said about timing and things, it's about timing for me because for years, people would come up to me and be like, oh, you do this, you're in radio. Who does your makeup? Who does your hair? I'm like, oh, me. And they'd be surprised, but I'm like, no, this is what my mama taught me. She was like, if you're in front of the camera, you need to learn everything behind the camera as well.
Because you may not always have access to everybody. Exactly. So I'm right there with you. I normally do my own hair. I normally do my own makeup as well. So that's why I'm like, I got to get in your class so I can hone in on my skills.
You look great. Let me just start off with that. If you're doing it, I need a class from you.
Oh, no. I promise you.
Especially your hair at the S&M. I was like,
yeah, today's not the best day, but I've been working. I didn't put much curls in today, but but no, we've always had long hair. And so, yeah, I've always, and I like wearing my natural hair. Every now and then you'll see a couple of pictures, because they told me early on when I came in, oh, you need to reinvent yourself. You don't want people to look at you the same as what you look all the time. And I'm like, but that's my authentic me. Right. And so I'm kind of gearing back toward that now that they see it works. Right. So so I because you have those marketing promoters and they're like, hey, do this, do that, do this. I'm like, can I just be me?
Right.
So it's working for me. So far I'm sticking with it.
Right. I love it. Keep doing you because
thank you.
It's giving.
Awesome.
So with the next question I want to go into with the pandemic, with so many things that's changed in the last 10, I'm not even gonna say 10 years, the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I feel like social media, everybody's on TikTok, everybody's on Instagram, everybody's, listening and streaming music differently these days. So this is honestly my first time asking this question. Where do you see your music being streamed the most? Is it on like Apple Music, Spotify? Like, what do you see your music streaming the most? Is it internet radio? Shout out to y'all.
Yes. So I will have to say shout out to internet radio because right now, I guess I'm here to go telling my age again. I'm not the best or have not been the best on pushing a lot on my social media. I do a lot on Facebook, but I don't do as much on Instagram and Twitter as I should. And I'm trying to build that more now. So I do anticipate that building. I know Spotify, Deezer, some of the others are streaming and it's all out there. But most of my internet radio is where it's coming from. I mean, people are the charts and things, S&M, Andre Carter, Donna Walton. Shout out to all of them. Tony Dallas, Partridge. I can go on and on and on. I don't want to leave out anybody. Brother Reggie Rich. I don't want to leave out anybody. Sound. So thank you so much to all of you. Because, to do something in this many months, I mean, my first song of My Faith and My Fight came out in February. And so I definitely can say if it was not for their reach and my radio servicing guy, which is Mr. Darren Freeman. Thank you so much. Shout out to him as well, and as well as my label, Nelms Music Planet, for pushing it. There's no way, for independent artists, I tell you, yes, I get the whole reason for doing independent. I get it, because labels have not always been the best thing. If it wasn't for us probably doing a label privately, I can't say that I probably would have went a label route as far as myself as well. It would have to have been under my terms. And even with my sister being the CEO, we have a contract written black and white on what the terms are, what I'm going to be able to do, what control I have, what control she has. And I think that would be if that is a question, that would be my takeaway to you, is make sure that you're able to do you and be you. And make sure that you're getting out of it what you want to get out of it, and utilize the label and the radio servicing for what it's there for, because again, it would not have been what it has been the last 6 months if it wasn't for them.
That's important, honestly. A lot of people don't think that you need contracts when dealing with family and with this and family. So I'm glad you said that. Like, that part, that was for me. That was for me, for sure.
Keeps down confusion. Down confusion.
I agree.
Yeah.
So what is something people seem to misunderstand about the calling that you have on your life, or the music ministry side of you?
That's a tricky question.
Right. If anything, because sometimes people get it, and then sometimes people don't get it.
Yeah, I think for me, most people that know me know my home base is keyboard and singing. What you saw at S&M. Now, me standing up is a stretch. Actually, that's new for me, because I've been playing for 30 years at churches and singing from the keyboard. So the last year or two has been a stretch, me standing up, and I need to do more of it. And I know you need to have that balance of doing both. But I think, most people think if you're an artist, you want to be standing up and singing to a track and you want to be doing this, and that's good. And I think it has its place at certain places, but I do think there is a need more for the authenticity of just, hey, I want to sit down and just give you worship the way God gave it to me. And it's not about popularity. I think when people go into this industry, they think that you're looking for popularity. Yeah, you're watching the charts, you're looking for BDS to make sure that your music is getting out there. It's not about, I want my name in lights. I mean, because at the end of the day, yes, I want my name out there because I've got a good message for God, not about me. It's not me. I can't save anybody. I can't do anything for anyone except share the message he gave me. So that's what the lights are for. It's not about me being popular. And so I think if anybody that doesn't know me or getting to know me, that may be the misnomer, is that you're thinking, she's a first lady. She plays, she sings. She just wants to be her name in lights. No, that's not who I am. And I think you ought to be able to contest to that. If you get to know me in a little time, that's not my claim to fame. I could care less.
I agree. Even at the S&M, like, there was someone who didn't have musicians. And you and your sister got up there, they're like, let me do this. And I thought that was so beautiful, like the support. You didn't even really know her like that. I just love that.
Yeah, I mean, and we're both from Houston, but we haven't been that close. I've heard of her, she's heard of me, but not that close. But the point is, I mean, it didn't matter who it was. If it was something we could do to help, it's all about, helping God's kingdom. And, it would be less of us to sit there and be able to do something, and we didn't. So to God be the glory at the end of the day. Hey, it's all about his message.
Literally. I think that's where we misconstrue about this gospel industry. We think, the business side, the music, make sure the music is good. But we forget the kingdom connection of why we're even doing this.
Why did you get into it in the beginning? Like, why did you write the song? What I mean, what's the purpose?
Exactly. Even like in media, like, I don't understand how a lot of people, we're charging all this amount of money, but we don't mention God at all. So we've completely erased God from the equation completely. And I'm like, honey, you're here to support gospel music at the end of the day. These gospel independent artists are who we're supposed to be pushing. But anyway, I'm gonna stop ranting. So
but that's a good point, because and trust me, even me having an independent label, We don't have any investors. It's all our funding. I mean, that's why we work every day, because it's our money. It's not, nobody's giving us a big to do loan or anything. That God we hope we get to that point, and we are, making some headways. Praise God. But as of up until this point, it's been our dime, our dollar. And so believe you me, it's not about us and trying to push it because it's us. It's because we know that God put a calling on us to do this, and we're putting investment into it. But most independent artists, they don't come with a lot of funding. They don't come with a lot of money. So if we're reaching out to you, it's because we're needing you as much as you're needing us to have, content. I thank you, platforms like this. Thank you so much for allowing the time, and the opportunity to be before your people. Yeah.
You're making me cry.
No, we're here to help each other.
Right. I think we just need to work on support in this industry, like supporting each other, loving on each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all God's creations.
Period.
And we all have a gift, and all have a place, and all have an audience that God has sitting there waiting on us to arrive. So I'm not taking your audience from you. You're not doing anything that may make me look bad. We're all here in our own spots, in our own places. And God wouldn't have given it to you if he didn't want you to share it. So be out there and support each other and love on each other. And let's make it happen. Yeah.
Amen. Yeah. So what is one thing, like say somebody's watching you, they're like, oh, I want to get into music, or I'm doing music and I'm just discouraged right now, and I need something to uplift me. I need somebody speaking to my life. What would you say to that person who may be watching or listening?
True. I think my message is always what God put in you. He wants to hear it and get it out of you. Just kind of like what I was saying. I always tell people, I'm not Tasha Cobbs. I'm not Kiara Shear. I give homage to their gift. Oh my God, they're blessed and using it wisely and doing great. But God also gave me a gift, and he has a place for it. And so it's the same he's done for you. So don't sit on it. Don't compare yourself. Don't think you're less than, or that nobody needs to hear it. Just what he's given you, he needs to hear. He needs to hear it, and he has people that need to hear it. There's somebody's deliverance, somebody's breakthrough that is waiting for you to come out and share the message and the gift that he's given you. So don't sit on it. And as far as business side, I would just tell you, make sure you read the print, read the dotted line. Do not sign because you're excited. Never sign because they immediately say, hey, I want to sign you. Hey, let's do this and shake hands. No. Let's sit down. Let's talk it out. Let's write it out. Let's get it on the same page. Let me have someone else look at it. Always have a second opinion, because it is too easy to get into situations and very hard to get out. So definitely, just those are my two points that I would share.
Okay, those are good. Those are good ones. So we know you have music out. We know you're a praise and worship leader. We know all the things, in this little time that you've explained it. So what is up next for you for the rest of 2020? What is the itinerary? What's going on? Give us the tea.
God, the tea. Well, one thing, of course, as I had stated, we just did the taping for the Bobby Jones Presents. So hopefully in the next month or so, it will be featured on Impact TV. I don't have a date yet. I'm waiting for them to do their edits and get all that to me. So as soon as I do, I'll be posting that on my website. And I am going back in the studio, trying to finish up the next 4th and 5th song for my EP to finish it up, hopefully by the first part of next year. Okay. So my birthday's in January. I would love for it to, to drop on my birthday, but if not, if it's close to it, Valentine's Day, I'm okay with that too. But that's the plan, and I'm trying to team up with a couple of people to do something for the Christmas holidays. What I would like to do is at least something to give back to the community. I'm a big person in the community. It probably comes in from my husband and I with church. He does a Hope for Houston, where we go out and feed the homeless the weekend after Thanksgiving. Wow. And we've done it for about 15, 20 years now, between himself and us together. So, and now including the church. So it's really grown. And one year right before the pandemic, we were able to have it where there were showers where they could literally come on board and take a mobile shower. So they could get cleaned up, get haircuts, get new clothing, new toothbrush, new everything. So if they need to go out and have an interview next week to get a job to present themselves, they feel confident in doing that. And so that's something that we do every year, the weekend after Thanksgiving. And so keep us prayed up for Hope for Houston. You'll probably see that a lot on my Facebook page. But those are my things for the rest of the year, and definitely looking forward to 2023 and seeing what's coming.
Amen. I'm excited for 2023.
Yes. Oh, and I will be singing at the One Way Awards as well. I'm on the pre-show. Yes, I'll be on the pre-show for that. And then I am nominated for the Texas Gospel Awards. So hopefully, if you haven't voted yet, go out there and vote. Please do. I'm on 3 different nomination ballots, so please vote for me there.
Congratulations. That's huge. So where can we stay afloat with your music, all that you're doing, the daily happenings?
Daily happenings for me, definitely Facebook is where I'm normally at. I'm trying to increase on Instagram. But as far as my music, it's on Spotify. I mean, you name it, Apple Music, Amazon, iTunes, these are all of them digital platforms. And then most, I would say about 80% of your internet radio stations right now that we've tapped into. My latest single, My Faith and My Fight, is out. You can get it the unplugged version, or you can get the instrumentation version that just came out August 19th. So definitely, and I have a couple other songs out there, I Win, There Is Hope, and Wait on Him. So definitely, I would love for you to share and let me know. I love to hear the feedback. So please come on Facebook. Hey, I heard your song. I really thought it was great. Or, hey, I wish you would have done something else right here. I'm all ears for that. I think that we have to be open to that as we love on each other as well. Constructive criticism is good. We can only get better by helping each other.
Come on. That's you dropping gems tonight. That's for sure. That was good. But Miss Tina, I want to thank you so much for coming on and giving your time and sharing your testimony, being transparent. Just being you, being the lovely, beautiful you. It was a pleasure to meet you in person. It was a pleasure to hear your gift. It's been a pleasure hearing your testimony or bits of your testimony. I don't know. I just love fellowshipping with you. Or anytime I get to talk, I'm like, I needed this. Like, you're encouraging me.
Thank you.
I love that. I want to thank you.
And I love your energy. It sparkles. It drives. It rejuvenates. Even through the screen, just talking to you is uplifting. So thank you.
Yeah. So until next time, guys. We're gonna fix that in editing. But until next time, you guys. Do you have anything you want to say before we go?
Just thank you, everyone, for your support. Thank you, Rika, so much for having me on your show. I appreciate it. And continue uplifting God's name and spreading the word and the gospel. And you can find me wherever you look for me, Tina Nelms Boson.
Period. You see that name, you're going to see the flyer again. Make sure you go and support this woman of God. You already know if she's on my show, she's legit, and period. Because I don't just let anybody on the show. So she's definitely legit. Like, we can see kingdom just dripping all over her. So make sure you go out and support this woman of God, whether it be on her Facebook page, her music. Go out and support. Listen to her music. She says she loves feedback. Engage with her. So yeah, until next time, remember, everybody can be you, but you should be the best version of you. Period, Pool. All right, sis.